Okay, let's see what you got.
Okay, so I had this idea in my writing children's stories class for a young adult novel where this 19-year-old boy, a young man, he goes out into the woods of the Pacific Northwest in search of Bigfoot. He's an adamant believer in the mythical beast, but his family and friends all think he's crazy. He gets fed up with their laughter and leaves home to go on the search. He encounters several obstacles on his journey, several different parties of people, and eventually finds this one group of fellow believers led by a famous Bigfoot researcher who have been lost in the woods for months. This is where the story changes. So, how does it change, I hear you ask? Well, as he travels with this group of fellow enthusiasts, he begins to realize just how messed up the group actually is. As the story progresses, it becomes less and less about finding Bigfoot to prove the world wrong, and more about saving the still innocent people in this group from the clutches of this famous researcher, whose name is John, by the way. You see, John is not exactly the most stable person. He feigns stability and healthy leadership to get people to follow him and to keep the group together. But he has been using threats and other means on people who are getting sick of looking for Bigfoot.
How does he threaten them?
I'm glad you asked. The antagonist. He's threatened to shoot them and eat them. He's threatened to break their legs and leave them behind for animals to pick at. He threatens to burn them at the stake. He also, and this is how he's really clever, he belittles them. The people that follow him are all people that have had some trouble fitting in, for lack of a better term, into society. So he tells them how worthless they'd be if they leave, how they would disappoint everyone back home, and it keeps following it keeps them following him. Some of them are actually fiercely loyal to John, and he doesn't even need to threaten or belittle those people. It's kind of like a Salem witch trials type of society where everyone listens to John like a priest in the church. So here we got protagonist. So our main character ends up joining this group and over time begins to form a bit of a rivalry with John before realizing the terrifying situation these people are in. He has to escape the woods with whoever will follow him, while John tries to slaughter them, eventually setting fire to the forest to try and slow their progress.
Who sets fire to the forest?
John does. And for our final slide, the conclusion.
All right, hey, let me just stop you right there for a second, okay? I want to ask you a question. How, why should we make this?
Well, I mean, if you like
No,
it.
no, that's not what I'm asking. We should all studio green like this. We're not telling you if it's good or bad. We just want you to answer that question.
I mean...
Do you know? Do you know?
Well, I'm thinking about...
How about you come back when you have an answer, okay? We'll have Jessica reschedule you or something like that, all right?
All right.
Thank you. Jessica! This is